So this is the phone call I had with the supervisor, Stacy, from Ready Ride, explaining to me that I have to carpool with my neighbor because we're coming from the same area, and I filled out all the paperwork on his and on mine. So we're obviously together, and we're committing fraud if we don't carpool together. I'm supposed to take him to my fucking pussy doctor appointments, and I'm supposed to go to his butthole doctor appointments? Like, are you fucking kidding me? That is such a fucking violation of my fucking privacy. So, I'm not even having it. It's so inappropriate.
Thank you for calling Ready Ride. How would Dr. call?
I just missed a call from you guys. This is Spike.
Oh, okay. It might have been dispatched. Let me transfer you over to them.
Oh yeah, I gotta get transferred all over the fucking place. Listen to this bullshit.
My phone, so I don't get like a bill. And I was like gonna show somebody, or maybe if somebody wanted a picture of it.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to verify the mailing address of where you want your checks mailed to. You put down Carpenterville Road on the form, but yet we have a P.O. box number.
Oh,
on
yeah.
file.
Mine is P.O. Box 286.
Okay. All right. I needed to verify that. And also, I just wanted to go over something. It looks like you both are claiming a couple of the same days coming in to Grants Pass and such in Medford. And according to the state rules, we can only pay one of you because you're riding together. It's called double claiming.
And when we're not riding, when we ride in separate vehicles, because he has his own vehicle.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. So I'm paying for his. He had a couple that you didn't have on the same days, but the ones that you guys were coming into, it looks like you came into Grants Pass and one I think to Medford. Those are going to go under your name just because I can't pay you both for those.
Even though we take separate vehicles?
You both drove?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'd have to...
I used my mom's car.
This from Gold Beach?
I used my mom's car, and he used his truck.
Okay, well, you guys are coming from the same address, so unfortunately we can't prove that. We can only pay one of you.
But his address is 94190, and mine's 24258.
And see, this is where shit gets fucked up, because it's like, okay, so if you live in the same house with somebody, because a lot of people are renting rooms right now, if you live in that same house with somebody, you're expected to fucking carpool with them? What in the fuck? My medical privacy is private. You do not get to force me to get in a vehicle with somebody because I live in the same house with them. Like, you live in the same house with somebody and you get food stamps and they get food stamps because y'all don't cook together. Motherfuckers rent rooms. These people have fucking lost their minds. I can't.
Well,
And his mailing address is 94190. His mailing address and physical address is 94190, and my mailing address is different from my physical address.
okay, because we have on file he has a P.O. box as well.
Because he used my P.O. box too.
Okay. Well, let me run this by a supervisor then and see if, but according to what I'm coming up with, it's just the same times, the same dates. I can't pay you both for that. That's considered Medicaid fraud. So I can't pay you both for coming in for that. So let me double check with her and I'll have her give you a call back, okay?
All right, call me back.
And now they're saying, oh, you guys come in at the same time? So what? How does that even work? We both have appointments in a different city out of town. We're committing medical fraud because we're choosing not to ride together? Like, that's a 3-hour fucking drive. You think I want to be in a car with somebody? And then the supervisor calls me back And this is where this goes.
Hello?
Yes, hi, is this,
Spike? Yes.
Hi, this is Stacy. I'm one of the supervisors here at Ready Ride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we received your paperwork along with Paul's, and I think it says that it is okay to talk to you under his profile, so I can discuss this. I'm not sure this is your.
She's not even confident. I think it says that there's no privacy. And the reason his mail came to mind was because I called and requested it. Because I was like, oh, you can get reimbursed for that. Here, let me get the paperwork for you. So I call up and have it mailed to my P.O. box. Of course. Why wouldn't I? There's nowhere in the rules that says that you can't have it mailed to somebody else's address.
Sure, this is your first time, I believe, claiming our reimbursement with us. Is that correct?
Yeah, for several years. I did it years ago.
Okay, there's been a lot of changes to CCOs and OARs within client reimbursement. And so I just want to let you heads up ahead of time so that you know you're going to be receiving the checks. I believe for yours, you're not denied anything, but Paul will have some denials on there. And you'll have a letter that will explain it, to which, of course, you're ready to appeal those. But there's a lot of red flags on these. And so in the letter, it's going to explain those red flags so that you know, the envelopes and the writing from the same handwriting.
All the envelopes and all the handwriting is the same. Yeah, because I filled it out. So if I were to use a typewriter and he were to use a typewriter, that's fraud?
Your driver's license name of Spike Gardner does not match, nor the address, to the passenger registration and insurance. So we're going to need some kind of legal documentation for your legal name, because it's Rebecca Ann Gardner.
That's my mother, and I called, and they told me that I could use my mother's car. But if I use my mother's car to put in her registration.
Okay, so it didn't explain that in the letter, so we didn't know any of that. Okay,
So I'm also supposed to write an essay explaining to them that the vehicle I used belonged to my mother. But when I called and asked, can I use my mother's car? They said, yeah, no problem. Whatever car you use, put the registration and put the insurance for that car. Now I'm being told that I need to write a fucking essay about whose car I borrowed, why I borrowed it, is it four-wheel drive, does it have windshield wipers? Like, what the fuck is this shit, right?
But you are the one legally driving, correct?
I did drive my mother's car.
Okay, and that's fine. If your mom lets you use that is it. It just has to be a legal vehicle. It does not have to be registered to you. But with the different addresses and then yours, it was a little confusing. So my apologies on that. So that's what they're. But we do not pay separate. You guys can't. You have to understand that how it is and what the OAR rule is, that you're eligible for the lowest cost method, and the lowest cost method would be for you two to share a vehicle. And so when you're coming in, when you're going to two different addresses and you're driving that distance. So again, we'll spell it out really well in the OAR. In the NOAD.
So
notice.
we live at separate addresses, but we're supposed to carpool together for our appointments.
Well, you're clearly together. You're writing things for him. The handwriting is the exact same.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that I didn't fill out his paperwork for him, for sure. That's just a little confusing, but.
Well, we would have that. A lot of people do, and I'm not accusing you of any of this. I just have to let you know how our investigation goes. A lot of people use different addresses for purposes of this. We have to deny it. You can prove to us that you're living at two separate addresses with rental agreements or mortgage statements and stuff like that, and then it could be overturned. I don't care. But you will get the denial, and you'll have to go through the paperwork of asking for the appeal and showing the proof of that.
Okay, no problem.
Okay? All right, no problem. I just wanted to let you know so you know what's coming. And there are some checks coming. There's just a couple of points of denial. Okay?
Okay, so we just need to give him a rental agreement at the address?
Yes, it'll have to be, and it has to be the owner
notarized, and so that it's a legal document. Okay?
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
What if I own the fucking property that he's renting from? Oh, because I own the property, I'm required to go to his fucking medical appointments with him? You see, this is all fucking complete civil violations, dude. They're getting way too deep with shit, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm about to call All Care right now, because I'm about done with this shit. That's not cool, man. So, if I live in a house and I rent a room out, and me and my roommate go to appointments that are out of town, we're required to go together? Like, I gotta take you to my pussy doctor appointment? And I gotta go to your butthole doctor appointment? That shit ain't cool, man. Now, Ready Raid got the game twisted, man. I don't even know. Like, I feel like that's a HIPAA violation, because you're now requiring me to inform somebody of my medical appointments. That ain't his business. Oh, no. I don't care if you live in the same address. You live in the same city. You guys all need to carpool together, because we're paying you. You're not paying me. It ain't coming out of your fucking pocket. Mm-mm.